I'm Eliza Ducharme, the Assistant Vice President for Human Resources.
And I am Dave Ferris, Chief Nursing Officer and Vice President of Patient Care at Claxton and Carthage Area Hospital. So Claxton-Hepburn is located in Ogdensburg, New York. We're a small rural facility. We have a total of 115 beds. We don't staff for all 115. Our emergency department sees about 14,000 visits a year. Average daily census on our med-surg unit is 35-ish. We do have inpatient psych care. We have an OB unit, and we have a 10-bed ICU.
We do have employees that actually come from Canada. They live right in Ogdensburg locally. We have folks from Watertown, Carthage, Governor, so they really do come from near and far. The best part about being in our rural community is we have the best of both worlds. So we do have Ottawa that's only about an hour away. We're located on the St. Lawrence River, so it really does attract a lot of the outdoors folks and their boating, head up to the Adirondacks for hiking, and then we're only 2 hours away from Syracuse. So you can really get to those bigger cities in a short amount of time if that's what you would like to do.
We are, again, a rural ER. The closest other smaller facilities are about 30 miles, 40 miles away from us. So we see a wide range of folks that come and utilize our emergency services. We see traumas every now and then. We see the usual emergency type stuff, the colds, earaches, and that, chest pains. We are linked with tertiary care services, which are located in the Syracuse, or we also use the University of Vermont. We are what's called the 939 hospital for St. Lawrence County, which means if a psychiatric patient is seen in another emergency department, they're medically screened, and then they come to our emergency department for psychiatric treatment. Like I mentioned before, we do have 28 inpatient adult beds and 12 inpatient children's beds. Other than that, it's your typical emergency department.
There is about 40 employees made up of, RNs, some ward clerks, PSAs in the ER, and they do typically hold monthly department managers meetings. So the department managers would then get information that they can then disseminate to their staff, either monthly, quarterly basis. Most of them do communicate via email. I know a lot of them have bulletin boards that they can keep information so that they can at least keep those windows of communication open.
So there's two things that pop in my mind right away. The first one, Ogdensburg, where this hospital is located, we have our very first urgent care center that's opened up by an outside company. So customer service in our emergency department needs to be a top priority to make sure we're treating people properly. We already do a good job. We need to make sure we continue that since we now have a little bit of competition, which is new for us. The other big thing is our psychiatric population. We see a pretty good number, probably a quarter of our emergency department volume is psychiatric patients. Sometimes the length of stay can be a little bit long before we get them into a bed. And really, I hope we set the goal of 2023 to lower that length of stay in the emergency department and get them to an inpatient bed. So those are the two big things that come to my mind right away. So we all pitch in, we help, we do our best to get the job done, no matter what comes in our doors. So I think getting to know the staff, working with the staff, acknowledging when they need help, acknowledging when they don't need help, I think is a very important part to becoming part of this emergency department. Got a great crew down there. I've got a lot of longevity. I have longevity and I've got new folks. It's quite a wide range, but I'm very lucky. And the one thing I notice and what I appreciate about Claxton is when a crisis occurs, that team comes together. And it's really, this isn't my first place, but this is really one of the things that keeps me at Claxton. I think open communication with myself is one thing, open communication with the staff. I feel very fortunate. I have some great department managers that work with me. We're all very open and honest with one another. We help one another. And I think just having that open communication between us all is key.
The only thing I think I would add is obviously healthcare changes daily, I think, especially through the pandemic. So I think the willingness to be open to any sort of change that we have to make, especially being a 939 hospital, things are changing all the time, and trying to keep both our patients and our staff safe, and being understanding of that.